You're driving home. It's late. The road is empty. Your mind is somewhere else. And then red and blue lights explode in your rearview mirror. Your stomach drops, instantly. Before you even think, your right hand shoots over to the glove box. You pop it open and start digging for your registration. Papers sliding around. Your eyes flicking between the mirror and the mess in front of you. That one movement, that single panicked reach, just failed the first test. And you don't even know the test has started. Here's the problem. The officer isn't even at your window yet. But from 100 feet back, they've already seen you lunge sideways, disappear behind the dash, and fumble with something they can't identify. In their training, that's not a nervous driver, that's a potential threat. So now they're approaching with their hand near their holster, scanning your car for movement, their whole threat assessment already spiking. One small mistake, and the stop just changed tone before a single word is spoken. I'm going to show you exactly how police secretly test you during traffic stops, tests that are never explained, never announced, but determine whether you drive away with a warning or get pulled into a much bigger situation. And I'll give you the exact calm phrases that can shift the energy in seconds, even if you're already nervous. There's one question they ask that has nothing to do with your driving, and how you answer it decides everything that happens next. Let's walk through what this looks like when it goes wrong. Real time. It's midnight, your hands are shaking, you finally grab the insurance card crumpled in the glove box. The window's rolled all the way down. The officer steps up, flashlight blinding your eyes. Before they even speak, you blurt out, "I know why you pulled me over. I'm sorry. I was going a little fast." Right there, you just handed them a recorded confession. The body cam is on. That admission now lives in their report. Then they ask, "Where are you coming from tonight?" And because you want to seem cooperative, you say, "Just coming from a friend's place. We had a couple of beers a while ago." You think honesty helps? It doesn't. You just gave them reasonable suspicion to start a DUI investigation, even if you're completely fine. Now they ask you to step out of the car. You stumble a little because your leg's asleep. They're watching every micro movement. The stop that could have been a 30-second warning is now a roadside field sobriety test. Your heart pounding, your freedom dangling on whether you can walk a straight line under stress. All because of those first few seconds. That's where this goes wrong for most people. Not because they had bad intentions, because they didn't realize the conversation started the moment the lights came on, and the officer is trained to gather information from everything you do, say, and how you move. Now let me flip the scene. Same situation. Late night, you see the lights. You signal, pull over smoothly into a well-lit spot, and immediately turn off the engine. If it's dark, you turn on your interior light. Then both hands go palm down on the steering wheel. You don't touch anything else. You just wait. That visual, hands visible, no frantic movement, tells the officer's brain one thing before they even reach the window. This person is not a threat. The officer approaches. They say, "Do you know why I stopped you?" This is the trap question. It's not casual. They're listening for an admission, but they're also reading your voice, your breathing, your eye movement. The calm phrase you give back, "No, I don't." That's it. Not rude. Not argumentative. Just a simple, factual answer that doesn't provide them any ammunition. They now have to state the reason themselves. They might say, "You were going 15 over." You can respond with a neutral, "I understand." No guilt admission. No excuse. Just acknowledgement. Then they'll ask for your license and registration. This is another hidden test. Most people immediately pivot to reach for a wallet or glove box without warning. Instead, you speak your movements before you make them. "Officer, my license is in my back pocket. I'm going to reach for it now." Then move slowly. "For the registration, my insurance is in the glove box. I'm opening it now." Slow, deliberate, announced. You've just demonstrated compliance while maintaining control. The officer's subconscious threat meter drops again. Pay attention to this next part. They may ask, "Where are you headed?" That's not small talk. They're checking your story against what they already observed, looking for inconsistencies, slurred words, dilated pupils. Your response is short, true, and gives nothing extra. Heading home. If they press, you stay with minimal facts. They're fishing. Don't bite. Here's where it changes. At some point, they might say, "Do you mind if I take a quick look inside the car?" This is a consent question. They phrase it casually, like it's no big deal. If you say sure, you've just waived your Fourth Amendment rights and they can search anything they want, even without probable cause. The phrase you need locked in your head is, "I don't consent to searches." Say it calmly, not confrontationally. It's your right. If they have actual probable cause, they'll search anyway, but you haven't helped them build a case against yourself. That one sentence can be a legal firewall. Now, while they go back to their patrol car to run your information, there's another quiet test happening. They're watching you through the side mirror or the dash cam. If you start rummaging again, reaching under seats, or looking back nervously, that's noted. So you stay still, hands on the wheel, breathe. This also gives you a moment of control instead of panic. This goes back to that very first mistake, the instinctive reach for the glove box. Every action you take from the second you pull over is being silently evaluated. The officer is not just checking your speed, they're running a threat assessment. And here's the key. Most officers decide whether you're cooperative or potentially dangerous within the first 10 to 15 seconds. That window is almost entirely based on what they see before you say a word. You don't need to know every law. You don't need to understand complex legal procedures. You just need to know what works. And what works is removing the unknown for the officer. Visible hands, announced movements, neutral, short responses, no admissions, no consent to search. That's the difference between a ticket and a warning, or between a quick stop and something that escalates. If this is helping you understand something most people never learned, hit subscribe. We break this down in simple, real-world terms every week. Now think about this. There's a moment after the stop is technically over when many people make one last critical error. The officer hands you the citation or warning and says, "Drive safe." You feel like it's finally done, and you start asking, "But was I really speeding?" "I don't think I was." That turns a finished interaction into an argument. And arguments never end well. Instead, you take the papers, say thank you, and remain exactly where you are until their car pulls away. Then you signal and merge calmly. The test isn't truly over until they're gone. So here's the simple framework you can remember. Hands on the wheel, engine off, that signals safety. Announce every movement before you make it, that signals transparency. No, I don't. When asked if you know why you were stopped, that protects your words. I don't consent to searches, that protects your rights. Keep answers short, voice steady, stay still when they walk away. The test begins the moment the lights come on. You don't get to hear the questions out loud. But now you know exactly what they are. Pass that silent test, and the entire stop can end with a few calm words and a wave. What's the most unexpected thing an officer has said to you during a traffic stop? Drop it in the comments. I read them, and you might see it in a future video.